Welcome back to another marvelous video. Today's video would interest all you Batman fans cause today's subject and focus is the outsider. Hey, no applause? What's with the lack of enthusiasm, fellow Bat fans? Okay, let me try again. Today's subject and focus is an evil version of Alfred Pennyworth. Now that piqued your interest, didn't it? So grab your utility belt filled with your favorite snacks as we embark on this thrilling journey within DC Comics. Let's begin. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. The Outsider Origins from Silver Age Detective Comics. Alfred Pennyworth was a British intelligence officer and World War II resistance fighter during DC Comics' Silver Age. After the war, he wowed audiences as a performer in English music halls. Alfred chose to carry on his father Jarvis's final desire by continuing the family history of helping the Waynes. So he went to Wayne Manor, introduced himself to Bruce Wayne and his ward Dick Grayson, and proudly announced his ambition to be their butler. Even though Bruce and Dick didn't need nor want a butler, they could not bring themselves to turn Alfred down. One night, when Bruce and Dick were out, Alfred woke up to a voice calling his name. He followed it into the hallway where the grandfather clock swung open to reveal the secret entrance to the Batcave. Here, Alfred discovered that Bruce and Dick were Batman and Robin and that Bruce was injured on the job. Alfred gently tended to Bruce's slight injury, proving that he was worthy of trust. Impressed, Bruce revealed his secret to Alfred, informing him that he was now only the third person to know about the Batcave. With Batman out of town, Alfred saw the strange activity of the Tri-State Gang, a criminal organization his boss was interested in, and decided to follow them himself. Unfortunately, he was apprehended. When Batman and Robin arrived to rescue him, Alfred bravely risked his life to protect them from a falling boulder and sacrificed his life. Bruce Wayne founded the Alfred Foundation to honor his bravery. Following Alfred's passing, Batman and Robin became the target of the Outsider, a brand new terrifying foe. The Grasshopper Gang, an imposing henchman named Blockbuster, and a sorceress named Zatanna were among the enemies this criminal mastermind gathered to attempt many failed attacks on the hero. Then, using an enigmatic poison, the Outsider turned Batman and Robin's own tools and weapons against them. It was eventually discovered that physicist Brandon Crawford had discovered Alfred almost dead. Crawford attempted to resuscitate him by subjecting him to a specialized radiation therapy in a machine, which transformed Alfred into the Outsider, a superhuman creature motivated by hatred for Batman and Robin. Batman eventually figured out who the Outsider really was and used the same device to get Alfred back to normal. After that, with assistance from Dick Grayson's aunt Harriet, Alfred went back to becoming Wayne's butler once again, with no reflection of him being the Outsider. But that was not the end of the story. No. Alfred surprised Bruce with a birthday celebration at Wayne Manor one day. He had to divert Commissioner Gordon's attention during the occasion to prevent him from learning Bruce's secret. But as he was setting up these diversionary activities, Alfred took a blow to the head, which set off the return of his evil alter ego, the Outsider. A scene in Batman Family Issue 11, the Outsider recruited a villain called Snafu to face Man-Bat in New York City as part of his ongoing scheme to destroy Batman and his friend. The Outsider put up a new gang of costumed criminals known as the Sunset Gang to try to take down Man-Bat once more after Man-Bat fought Snafu, but they were unable to do so. Tired of his henchmen's blunders, the Outsider devised a last-ditch plan to eliminate Batgirl, Robin, and Man-Bat. He wished to lure the teen heroes to New York City, so he modified the Bat-Cycle and Robin's motorcycle. Once all the heroes came, he initiated his plan, but his smugness caused his eventual downfall. Not knowing that Man-Bat, Robin, and Batgirl had teamed up, Outsider was finally hit with one of his own weapons, separating Alfred from him. Without Alfred, the Outsider lost all of his powers and was eventually thwarted by Alfred, who had no memory of the villain's plan. Beating the Outsider ensured Alfred that the awful creature would never again take control of his body. Or will he? Post-Crisis Reincarnation. Following the Flashpoint event, the DC world was divided into many Earths inside the multiverse. One of these was Earth 3, which was regarded as the genesis of evil. On Earth 3, the ideals of both right and wrong were superseded by a brutal emphasis on power, with the weak thought deserving of destruction. This severely corrupt universe was dominated by the merciless and unstoppable crime syndicate, the evil opposites of the Justice League. Now, on Earth 3, Alfred Pennyworth was an impoverished man until young Thomas Wayne Jr., Bruce's elder brother, gave him a new purpose. Alfred stood by Thomas as he turned into the criminal lord known as Owlman, helping him kill his family and even firing the final shots himself. For many years, Owlman reigned over Gotham City and, as a member of the crime syndicate, the whole world, with Alfred serving him dutifully as the outsider. Owlman's arch nemesis was the Joker, who nearly murdered him in a sneak assault, but was stopped by Pennyworth, who wounded him with a shotgun. As a final act of vengeance, the Joker poisoned Pennyworth with an unknown chemical, causing him to laugh uncontrollably and turning his complexion unnaturally pale. Respectfully, Owlman labored hard to locate the antidote. He succeeded, but the poison gave Pennyworth paler skin and an almost irrepressible chuckle. We learn of the outsider's existence in Justice League issue 23 of Volume 2 in the story Trinity Wars Chapter 6, The Conclusion. 5 years ago, the Justice League had defeated Darkseid and his army. This battle cracked open the dimensional walls, allowing two people to escape their ruined reality and enter the Justice League's world. One of them was the outsider, but his master, Owlman, didn't make it through. While the League was busy with other matters, the outsider began searching for means to rescue Owlman, who had saved him from poverty, as I mentioned before. To do so, he recruited the League's villains and formed a secret society, complete with a spy within the League. When the outsider found Pandora's box, which was a portal to Earth 3, he knew what he had to do. He schemed to frame Superman for murder and pin the crime on the box. As the outsider, Alfred launched a secret campaign against Argus by embedding crucial operatives among their ranks. He manipulated circumstances to seize control of Pandora's box at a critical juncture when the heroes were preoccupied by a weakened Superman. That's right, you heard me right, a weakened Superman. How is that even possible? Well, you remember I said only two people could escape Earth-3? One was Alfred, and the other was Atomica, whom the outsider planted as an inside agent. Atomica had infiltrated Superman's skull with a small piece of kryptonite and implanted it in his brain. While she struck it there, it hit a nerve, which caused Superman to kill Dr. Light with his heat vision. The heroes were swayed by the box's magic and started fighting amongst themselves. The outsider used the chaos to his advantage, grabbing the box and opening it to expose a gateway from Earth-3 that let the rest of the crime syndicate members enter this new world. In the Forever Evil narrative, Pandora requests information from the outsider on the means of reopening the gateway to Earth-3. She's told that the 7 deadly sins, which were reportedly unleashed due to her touching the box, would have arrived to Prime Earth regardless. He dismisses her queries as misplaced. After learning this, the outsider detonates the watchtower and Pandora teleports away. Pennyworth stayed in the damaged watchtower after his master was liberated, mainly in charge of their 2 inmates, Nightwing and Mazza. The outsider tried to persuade Owlman by reminding him that Nightwing was not identical to his Earth-3 counterpart. Owlman decided not to murder Nightwing, intending instead to recruit him. He remained at his position and was eventually assassinated by Black Manta, who stabbed him to death when the Injustice League infiltrated the watchtower. Another version of the outsider. In Jiro Kuwata's Bat manga, the outsider resembled his pre-crisis counterpart, but with the added ability to revive the dead as undead criminals. Instead of allying with existing criminals, he opted to revive dead martial artists and transport them in coffins to Wayne Manor to fight the dynamic duo when they awoke. What were the outsider's powers and skills? The original outsider had superhuman strength, a rock-like mass, and a build that was nearly identical to the Thing from Fantastic Four. He also had an unyielding urge to kill Batman and Robin. In the post-crisis version, though he looked like a normally built butler, the outsider had a highly resilient mind that repelled even telepathic probes, unless he allowed them to. He also showed brilliant leadership and manipulation skills, and with the help of which, he even subdued Superman. Of course, not directly. Marvelous verdict. That's all, folks. In both of his depictions, the outsider shakes up the usual hero versus villain dynamic, blurring the lines between friend and foe. With his mysterious vibe and stubborn drive to get what he wants, whether by brute strength or clever scheming, he kept things very interesting. The best Batman stories acknowledge Alfred as the beating heart of the Bat family, far more than a position of butler. He represents the spirit of a caring and honest father figure to anyone who lives under the Bat shadow. For this reason, seeing him turn into a villain was shocking and hilarious, giving an entirely new twist to the traditional interpretation of Alfred, while adding more nuance to him and bringing newfound mystery to the relationship between Batman and his closest ally. What did you think of the outsider? And which version of him was your favorite? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please support us by hitting the like button. And don't forget to share this video with all your Bat buddies. I will see you soon.